Hello, this is Beatriz, back with you again with the Microsoft Word window. We have again a blank document open, and in the last video I did for you, we did the Office button and we did the quick access clipboard. Today we're going to talk a little more about the ribbon itself, which is all of this area here. One of the main things to remember about the ribbon is that it's made up of tabs. T-A-B-S in plural. Singular, T-A-B, plural, T-A-B-S. So you see that we have the home tab here that's open. This is the one that we've learned the best so far. Then if I click here, the insert tab becomes active. You see that the choices or the commands are different. We have learned a few of the commands here. We'll go into them later. Then if I click here where it says page layout, you see that again, different choices of commands that you can do in Microsoft Word. If I click references, the commands are different. If I click mailings, the commands are different. And then review and view. You will find that different people have different tabs. Like in my own laptop, for instance, I probably have, instead of just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 tabs, I probably have about 9 or 10. But the important thing here is that you realize that each one of these is called a tab. T-A-B. Okay, now back to the home tab. Each of the tabs is made up of different toolbars. This is one toolbar. It's called the clipboard toolbar. This is the font toolbar. This is the paragraph toolbar. This long one here is called the styles toolbar. And finally, this little one here is called the editing toolbar. Now, we've seen so far, we've studied the clipboard, the font, the paragraph, and the styles. I told you that we will save the editing toolbar for later, so we will review this later. You do have to learn it, but I haven't taught it in class yet, so I don't expect you to know it yet. Now back to the clipboard. As you can see in the clipboard, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 commands plus an arrow. Remember that every time you see an arrow, it means you have more options, more commands. For instance, if I open this here, this window opens and it basically tells me that the clipboard is empty, that I don't have anything there, and that means that I haven't copied anything, I haven't cut anything, so the clipboard is empty. Okay. The font clipboard also has an arrow. You see that this arrow gives you more choices. Okay, we'll get into those choices later. Styles has more choices. We'll get into those choices later. Editing doesn't have any more choices. It's just these 3 things here. Plus, each one of these 3 does have different choices, but again, we'll get into that later. So back to the clipboard. In the clipboard, the easiest one that you've learned are cut and paste and copy and paste. You've also learned Format Painter. We haven't been studying a lot the Format Painter, but I am going to do a little bit of it in this video because you do need to learn it. Okay, so see how both copy, cut, and paste are grayed out. That means that there's nothing here that I can't do. There's nothing for me to copy because I have nothing highlighted. There's nothing for me to cut, and it's definitely nothing to paste. Now if I just highlight this paragraph mark here, see? Now I have the option to copy, Now I have the option to cut, but I still have no option to paste because I still haven't copied or cut anything. So let's see that I write here video. So now I have video here. If I highlight this and I copy, now paste becomes active. Now if I want to paste it 3 times for whatever reason, I go paste, and I can do again 3 times. Notice I didn't go into the little arrow here because we haven't learned about these options. So all I want you to do now is if I want to paste it again, click in the middle of the picture, paste. Okay. Now let's say that I want to cut instead of paste, and I want to cut and put it someplace else. So now everything is active because I have the option to paste again what I copied, but I also have the option to copy again, and I also have the option to cut. Okay, so if I cut that last video word, say, oh no, I want to paste it here. Now the only one that's active is paste. Okay. Now let's say that these two are in the format of numbers. And I just forgot to put these two in the format of numbers too. And I want to use the format painter. Instead of going like this, I can say no, I want to use the format painter. So I can go highlight the whole thing, format painter twice. See how the mouse changes to a brush, or the cursor changes to a brush. Now I can click here, number 3. I can click here, number 4. I can click here, number 5, 6, 7. Okay, so wherever I click, it keeps the formatting that I copied. So basically the format painter is the same thing as copy, but what you're doing is not copying words, you're copying formatting. Now if I want to escape the format painter because I don't want to copy the formatting anymore, I can do it 2 ways. I can just click format painter here, and now see the brush is gone. Or I can hit escape on the keyboard. You remember what the escape key is. I can't show you in this video, but you remember it's the top left corner of your keyboard. Okay, so that is the clipboard toolbar inside the home tab inside the ribbon. Let me do one more before we're done with this video. Let's go on to, and for now I'm not going to get into the different choices that you have, so we're just going to do what's obvious here. Let's go to the font toolbar. In the font toolbar, you remember you have font name. So even though when you look at this it says font only, or it says change the font face, generally in class we just call it the font name. Okay, and you remember you have an arrow here and you have all these choices of what font to use. So for instance, if you want to change what's here number 1 on this list and you want to change it to a different font, say Julian, you just go there. Okay. Now let's say that that same one that you just made a change to, you want to change it to a different size. Let's say size 20. You go here in this little number box. Remember, you can also do it through grow font or shrink font. Either one of those makes you or allows you to grow the font or to make the font smaller. Then of course, even though it looks really dark there, I can see that I haven't bolded. How do I know that? Because the B here doesn't have a yellow background, so that's how I know that this is not bold. It looks like it is, but it's not. Okay, so now if I want to bold it, I have to go here. Now it's darker. Okay, now with this within the same font toolbar, remember I can make the letters italic and they just slant a little bit to the right. I can underline. Okay, Now, when I underline, see that the obvious choice is just one little line here. But I can also click this arrow and underline with two lines, underline with a thick line, underline with just little like sort of dots or short lines. So I can change the choices here. I can even put a squiggly line. Look at that. Isn't that cool? But let's go back to the normal. Okay. Now, also one of the things that we learned is that the normal color of the font is black, but we can change it to any other color we want. So let's say that I like, I don't know, blue. Nice, huh? We made it blue. Now if I want to make it back to black, I just click automatic, which is the same as black. Okay, but I like it blue, so I'm gonna leave it blue. And finally, remember there's two ways to use the word highlight. One is to highlight like this because I'm going to make some sort of change. So I just highlight, and this is not going to print. It's just waiting for me to make a choice. It's waiting for me to copy, to cut, or to bold or unbold, or to make it italic or not make it italic, to underlined or not underlined. It's waiting for me to make a choice. But if I want this highlight to print, then I have to go under the command that says text highlight color. And now I have the choices to make it yellow or green or blue or any color I want. Now, if I click that in yellow, it will print in yellow. If you have a color printer, it will print in yellow. If you have a black and white printer, it will just print like with a shade in the back like it is there. So you also have to remember the two meanings of the word highlight. So either you highlight to make a change, or you highlight, and that will not print, or you highlight to print with a different color background. Okay, we want to stop our videos in about 12 minutes. It's about 12 and a half now. So this is it for today. We will do another video later that goes into the paragraph toolbar and the styles toolbar. So please look at these videos as many times as you need to look at these videos, because we have to move on to other lessons and I need you to know this really, really well. Again, I love having you in my class, and good luck with the classes that are still coming.